Office hours, office hours. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I have jumped on early here. Let's see here. What time is it? 10:43, scheduled to start at 11. So I've jumped on here early. Looks like I got some folks who have found me. Awesome. I wanted to get a jump start here on any questions and let you guys go ahead and put them in here. Any early birds that want to get a jump start? And I'm sitting here eating my breakfast as well, so don't mind me. But if you have any questions, go ahead and fire them in. And we will get rolling. Happy Friday. Hope you're doing well. What's up, Rajesh? The Muscle White crew, what's up? How we doing, guys? Happy Friday. Yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions. I want to give you folks the early jump on things. And I also have to finish right at noon today. So I've been letting these things go a little bit longer. So I want to make sure and get this one started earlier. That is the link if anybody wants to join me on camera to have a chat about anything or share their screen. Anything like that. Then you can go for it as well. Eggs, chicken, avocado, blueberries, raspberries. Breakfast of champions. Let's see here. Wanting to start a business, but I don't know what services to offer or what niche to target. Cool. D37 Fit. When you say you're wanting to start a business, but I don't know what services to offer or what niche to go target. The fact that you're saying services makes me think that you have something in mind though, right? Are you specifically talking about like marketing agency services or something like that? Or are you just like wide open at this point? Are you just like, I want to be an entrepreneur, but I have no clue, what I want to do, and I'm just starting from scratch? And I ask because, of course, the answer would be different then. Okay, you're wide open. Awesome. Let's see here. I have... up on my blog I'm pretty sure I have you know what? And I actually may not. So I'm going to get you a resource. I will publish actually a video up on YouTube. I thought that I had something up on my blog, but it doesn't look like I do. Yes, I'm drinking Celsius. I will put something up on my blog for you. But here's the deal. I think that if you are starting a business from scratch and you're completely wide open, what is incredibly important, a couple of things. One, that you very deliberately choose a model that will give you the life that you're looking for. Okay? What I mean by that is that if you start a restaurant, you're going to be at that damn restaurant for the next who knows how many years. And that will likely be the case, 18 hours a day, 7 days a week for several years. There's a chance that restaurant then becomes, quite successful and you have more flexibility. But the nature of the business model is it is a physical location. And so you're going to be there, right? The far other end of the spectrum, you do something that is purely online so that you have all the flexibility, mobility, things like that, right? So looking at the specifics of the business model and how they're going to impact your life is incredibly, incredibly important. Second thing I would add to this is when you're looking at the various things that you could be doing, I would tell you that you need to plan on it being something that you're going to be doing for the next, let's call it 7 to 10 years. Okay. So in other words, if you're looking at all these different opportunities and you're drawn to one right now because it's like the hot thing that everybody is saying is, you know, a great way to make a bunch of money. And you're thinking, well, it's not really like something that I'm necessarily personally super interested in. It's just, you know, it's the thing that's going to make me money. So I'm going to go do it. That almost never works because almost nobody has the will and discipline to really stick with and be successful at something that they don't enjoy long enough to make the business successful. I mean, the reality is, you know, you're going to be in that business for years and years, particularly if this is your first time starting a business. You know, building and running a business, starting and running a business is has skills that you develop just like anything else that you do, you know, over time, right? So it is most likely going to take you 5, 7, you know, years or something like that before you're at a point where it's successful enough that you could potentially exit it or hire somebody else to run it for you or something like that. So you really need to choose something that you're like, you know what, I enjoy this enough that I could spend those years working on this and be happy with that. And then there's all kinds of criteria that I would recommend that you use to evaluate the actual business opportunity itself that are a little bit more traditional. What's the size of the market? Is the market growing? Does the business model that you're considering in that market have really good margins, right? So those are a little bit more traditional evaluation metrics. And I will share with you, and actually real quick, let me give you an abbreviated version. So I created my own criteria list for businesses that I will get into and run, because one of the things that I realize is that there's so many damn opportunities out there that are, you know, potentially interesting to me, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're a good opportunity for me. And so I just shared with you a Google Doc, and let me go ahead and pull that up on the screen here real quick as well, so that you can see that Google Doc. I developed this because I was like, man, there are so many things that I'm interested in looking at. I really need to have a way of evaluating, is this a good opportunity for me or not? So I don't end up chasing things and spending good years of my life on something that is really not a good fit for me. So you can see here, I got pretty darn deliberate about this. Rule number 1, I'm less concerned about building a company to be some gazillion-dollar public company. That used to be the thing that I thought was success. I lived in Silicon Valley. I thought that success was you raise a whole bunch of venture capital money, you go public, okay? I realized for me, I could care less about those things. So for me, I build businesses primarily to give me the life that I want, okay? And that maximize my personal potential and my impact, okay? So that's my number 1 consideration. It's very, very rare for me that I'm going to get into a business just to make money, okay? So lifestyle integration, critical. It's got to be a business where you create once and sell many times. So in other words, I don't want to do just normal service businesses where it's trading time and talent, right? I want to be able to create some sort of product or process, asset, if you will, that I can then sell over and over and over again. Okay. Customers, not clients. I want customers. I don't want anybody who feels like they have too much influence over me, right? And that's what clients are, right? I remember my first business, I would get calls on my cell phone at midnight from some angry client. And I was like, okay, I'll never do this again. You can't have my cell phone number, right? Very clear way to market and sell rapidly, ideally through existing channels that are already primed to sell for us. Okay. One of the fastest ways to get a business to 7 figures is if there's an existing channel that you can tap into. And I say 7 figures, and I use that as kind of a minimum milestone to me, because most businesses, until you get to 7 figures, the likelihood that you're making any sort of like real decent money is really low. It's hard to have a $500,000 a year business and make $400,000 a year, right? And I want to be making good money. So at $500,000 a year, if you want to make good money from that, you can have almost no cost in the business, right? So there's only a handful of models that can do that. Clear value proposition. So I want customers to get it quickly, leverages online and social, has a fast feedback loop and ability to iterate quickly. This is personal preference, but anything where I have to like develop for a year and then put it in front of customers and then find out, oops, that wasn't right. So now I got to go back to the drawing board and develop for another 6 months and put a ton of money into it. I did a business like that in Silicon Valley once. I hated it. I want something where this week I can put the idea out there, get feedback, right? Move fast. Gross margins over 50%. I mean, that's the bare absolute minimum. Really, I look for businesses that have more like 70% gross margins and net margins of at least 20%. Okay. No services without technology or product to provide leverage. So again, no trading time and money. I want to do things that people think it's fun and I can have fun. Like I was in the IT business before and it sucked. Nobody wants to talk to you about your IT business. That's terrible. As an alternative, I made a real Hollywood movie at one point. Everybody wants to talk about that. It's fun, right? I want business and life to be fun. Think it will be interesting 10 years from now. Again, there's that thing. Other than building my personal brand, all businesses should create a sellable asset. Shouldn't suck energy, should create it. Selling something people want versus something they need but don't want to buy. Again, that's like IT services. People needed it, but they hated having to spend money on it, which just puts you in a bad position with your customers. It's just not fun. Nothing people intensive. Okay. Managing people. I used to manage a bunch of people, used to have big teams of people. It's just not, it's not a efficient way to make money. It's just not. Can easily find someone that will be able to successfully run the business for us. Should be a STAR business. If you have not read the book, The STAR Principle, I think it is one of the absolute must-read books for entrepreneurs to try and figure out what kind of opportunity an idea is. It's a thin little paperback book. I think it's one of the best things you could possibly get, The STAR Principle. And then it should have a brand with an edge. What I just mean, I think the brand is maybe more important now than ever. So having some sort of brand that you can talk about and relate to and things like that. And then I can't shut up about it. I want to tell everyone. This is one of the most important factors I've realized. I'm a salesperson. I'm a promoter at heart. And so if I'm in a business where I'm not excited about it, and I'm not yapping and want to tell everybody about it, it's clearly there is something wrong with me being in that business, right? There's something where I don't believe in it enough. I'm not excited about it enough. If I'm not telling everybody, there's something wrong, okay? So I hope that helps you. And I am happy to give you specific feedback at some point. And like I said, I'm also going to share some other resources with you. So please pay attention to my list, pay attention to my YouTube videos, stuff like that. I'm going to get something out to you here real quick. Okay. Rajesh, trying to get into the courses. I already gave you access just the other day, right? And communicated to you in Circle about that. Did you get that? Or anyway, let's not use this for support. I know I know that there was an issue outstanding. If there is, just message me in Circle. I'll go check it after this. Okay. What systems and/or services would you offer for home improvement niche while signed up with Go High Level SaaS mode? Oh man, home improvement niche is desperately in need of just about everything. Websites, landing pages, reputation, the conversations capabilities so that they can get people messaging them in every channel and have one place to access all those conversations. Calendaring. You can do invoicing inside of the system, SMS messaging, reminders, right? And follow-up related to appointments, or just, hey, it's been 6 months since your last appointment, making sure that those follow-up messages go out the door on time. So like developing campaigns for them around that. All of that is absolutely gold in that niche. So, yeah, I mean, just about everything in high level is super valuable to that niche. Okay, Troy? That's awesome, Charles. When you get those stock tips, man, you got to send them to me. I didn't even know it was a public company. I should have looked, because, man, I will tell you what, I've never seen a product have a run on store shelves by the teenagers here at my store where I get these. They cannot keep them in stock. By 9 o'clock in the morning, every single one of them has been bought out of the store. All the high school kids, everybody, first thing they do before they go to school, they run to the store. They buy all the Celsiuses, because they know if they don't get them before school starts, they'll be gone. They'll never get them. So I should have invested. Rajesh says, can I develop on that document, Mike? I don't know what you mean by that. I gave you the link to the document. You can make a copy of it, and then that copy of it is yours, and you can do whatever you want with it, okay? You bet. Good. John says, rules out affiliate marketing. I don't necessarily agree with that, John. Affiliate marketing gets a bad rap. I think affiliate marketing, in the way that a lot of internet marketers think about affiliate marketing, yes, but look at there are some amazing affiliate marketing businesses out there, right? So as an example, one of my favorite, the Penny Hoarder. This is just an affiliate marketing business. It's just an affiliate marketing business wrapped up in nice media content. But this is an amazing affiliate marketing business. So very valuable business, valuable asset. What's up, Ryan, my man? And then look at, Nerd Wallet, right? Or any of these, Credit Karma, Nerd Wallet, any of these types of sites. These are all just affiliate marketing sites. And these guys absolutely kill it. I mean, these are hundreds of millions of dollars a year businesses that are very, very valuable. So affiliate marketing in and of itself, I don't think that there's anything wrong with it to build a very, very good business. I just think that if you are looking at the internet marketing dudes as your role model for affiliate marketing, it's probably a bad group to look at in terms of building a business that's any sort of, real asset. It's a fantastic way to make a fast buck. Not a great way to to build a business, you know, again, in the way that most kind of internet marketing guys do it, guys and gals. Okay. Jordan, hey, Mike, can you explain a brief summary of how to start a website rental business? What website builder did you use? Did you require contracts? Yeah, absolutely, Jordan. This is a great model. So the website rental business, yes. So let's just say that you're, you know, pretty good at getting websites ranked for, you know, plumbing, right? Plumbing repairs, something like that, you know, clogged toilets and stuff like that. If you can build a really nice website that's designed for ranking and lead capture and stuff like that, and you can do that in a whole bunch of markets, then you've now got this really valuable asset to, even if you're not in that business, you know, you're not in the plumbing business, that you can then just rent out to somebody who is in that business. Because there's a whole bunch of plumbers out there that don't have good websites, don't want to bother trying to develop a good website, know nothing about SEO, don't, you know, any of that stuff. And so the proposals that are getting pitched to them typically by an agency are, oh yeah, you need a really good website. You need somebody to manage your SEO for you. You need blah, blah, blah. That's, you know, $2,500 a month and $10,000 up front and yada, yada. And, you know, and the plumber's going, you know, that's crazy, right? So you roll in and say, hey, look, I've got this website. It's already ranked. It's already generating leads. It's already getting calls every single day for $500 a month. It's yours, right? It's just a rental. So it's $500 a month. You don't own it. I still own it, but you can have all the leads, everything, you know, I'll make sure everything comes to you from that website from now on. Every month that you're paying me $500 a month, stop paying me $500 a month, and that stops. So yes, I did have a contract. It was just a very, very simple, just rental agreement though. That was it. Just said, you can cancel anytime with 30 days notice, but it is a rental. You don't own the website. This is not an option to buy the website. This is, you know, nothing like that. It's still mine. You're just renting it. Okay. So what I did, Jordan, at the time that I did that, I got like 300 IT support and IT services domains around the country. So New York IT support, Los Angeles IT support. And it was because I found that IT support, that phrase in particular, generated very, very high quality leads for the particular IT management types of companies that I was selling to. So I then I got a website template, basic content, made sure it was structured properly, all that type of stuff. Did the basic, you know, submit it to directories and all that. And we would get those things ranked in, you know, 2 weeks. We get them ranked on page 1 and start renting them. Put a call tracking number on it. You know, all this stuff is so easy to do now with HubSpot. If you have HubSpot, Jordan, which I'm pretty sure you do, right? I would just build every site in HubSpot. In high level. I was reading the quote about HubSpot there. In high level, I would build everything in high level. And that way you can just integrate right with the call tracking numbers, with lead capture forms, all that type of stuff. And then you can actually turn on access to high level for anybody who's renting the website. So it's like, hey, look, all your leads are captured in here now. And now it's a really nice value proposition, because it's not just the website. You're actually giving them access to the tools too. Then it's a really killer deal, right? So that's the way I would do it now. The way I did it in the past was just good old WordPress websites. I put call tracking numbers on there. I put lead capture forms, and then I just would direct those temporarily to whoever was renting the site for me. And we did pretty inexpensive price points, because I just wanted to make it like a stupid no-brainer. So, and it was depending on the market though. If it was like a real small market, maybe it was like $297 a month. And if it was like New York City, it was like $997 a month, you know, that type of thing. So you do that with a few hundred sites, all of a sudden you've got a really, really, really nice recurring revenue stream that requires you to do almost nothing. And I say almost nothing because, you know, SEO is competitive. And so, you know, you have to do some upkeep, maybe you create content to publish to all the sites, a new blog post every week, that type of thing. So that the sites are showing, the SEO life and juice that Google wants to see, that type of thing. But you can just do that at scale. Just do, the same content out on all these different sites. I mean, super, super simple. We do, back in the day, we did the content spinner, all that stuff. I don't even know that I would do any of that nonsense anymore, to be honest with you. Just keep it easy. I hope that helps you, Jordan. My man, how you doing? I just threw you on screen just like that.
I'm ready. Can you hear me?
Yeah. I saw you waiting patiently back there in the background. How are you?
I'm trying. How's it going?
Great, great. How can I help you?
My webcam is being a little bit weird. It's doing like 15 frames per second when in a video studio, that's like cause for concern.
Right.
Okay. So you wrote an email back in February 19th about a startup studio after visiting with your family to Savannah, Georgia. And that really got me thinking about a perfect match about what I'm doing here in my home base here in Flint, Michigan, trying to affect the community, trying to tell a better story about Flint, and trying to, make a splash but most of all, create recurring income. So awesome. I wanted to start with your thoughts about that whole startup model that you saw, and then leveraging the assets that I have around here, like University of Michigan, like Mott College, and going down that road. Because what I've got built in the background in my vision is I've got a 40,000 square foot facility that I've access to now. I haven't purchased it yet, but I've got a lease in it.
Cool.
And I'm going down the Real Engine, PS5, all the graphics changing now to be almost real time. So I can very much do that. So, for example, I can show you my virtual studio here. Oops, wrong one. But anyway, we'll do that later. But I wanted to get your feedback about this whole startup studio aspect of what you've already encountered.
Yeah, and so is there something specific about it that I can answer for you, or
is it a good model? Like, for example, I'd have a business model that it did in traction that I'm able to show, but the gist of it in 2 sentences is, people need content out there in video, bottom line, right? My thing is that I wanted to work with clients that wanted to share their resources or their income. So, for example, I built a 50,000 visitor YouTube channel and 1,000 videos for a client, just her and me. And then 5 years later, she's making $20,000 a week, and I'm still making $40 an hour. Right. So I fired her during COVID.
Yeah.
And then built all this stuff, and we're still on good terms. But I'm just saying, in my head, I fired her. What I mean?
I gotcha.
Because I realized after meditating one day that it wasn't ever going to change. Right. If it hadn't changed in 5 years, it wasn't going to change in 6.
You were building somebody else's asset and not yours. And that's the risk that people in the services businesses always take.
And that's really the key. So I can make videos, I can make training courses. I've got PLR through the roof. I've got Go High Level. I've got all these things. I've got a unique PPC tool, so I can speak to universities. I can speak to the local businesses, and both of which I have clients of.
Yep.
So I'm just trying to, thank you for the document. I'll be reviewing that because I'm very much lined up with that in terms of creating a business that we like and that we can live to. So if I went blind, I would still probably be doing this and telling somebody what to do because I've been doing it for so many years.
Awesome. I think so. In terms of doing what you're talking about doing and turning it into a recurring revenue model, I would not do, I think it would be very hard to do revenue share type of thing unless you are, unless there's some sort of like financial component to what you're doing, and or the companies that you're working with like really, really see the value of what you're doing to help them generate revenue. So as an example, what I mean by that is, let's say that you are like the YouTube guru and, you're able to say to them, hey, look, right now what you're doing is awesome, but I can get you I can get you to the point of 0 to 100,000 subscribers on YouTube in the next 6 months, guaranteed, using my approach. And when I do that, you're going to be generating X amount of revenue, and I want X percentage of that in perpetuity or whatever, like, but because you're so dang good at what you're doing, hey, here's the system, here's the process, here's how it's worked, here's how I get paid. I can do it. So you either sign up or you don't, or really you're like hand picking them, because in order for you to even make that work, you've got to be very selective, right? So it's more like you're literally making an investment. And if you were doing a startup studio where maybe you're actually contributing like some startup funding or something like that, then it's much easier for you to get into the model of, and hey, for me providing that startup funding, I get 5% of top line revenues for the next, X number of years, or, whatever. That's what Virgin, Richard Branson's model is. I don't know if people know that, but, they stick the Virgin label on all kinds of things. And the model is just super simple. They just take 5% of top line revenue. That way it's not based on profits. It's not any of that type of stuff. It's just, hey, we just take 5% right off the top. So, you could do something like that. Or what I would think is actually probably a more likely model for success in your market and the types of businesses I suspect that you'll be working with would be charging just like a relatively modest monthly fee for access to that studio. So kind of like almost like the co-working concept, where it's, hey, you've got this video studio, you've got all this equipment, you've got knowledge, all that type of stuff. And I'm not gonna do any of those things. And so if I can get access with a base membership of $97 a month, and then that gives me certain benefits, and maybe a $297 a month gets me different benefits. And then on top of that, you can still offer some of your normal, creative services, more agency types of services, but now you've got a base of revenue that's coming in. That's that nice recurring revenue. So you've got a real solid foundation. That's a model that I still think is massively attractive. I mean, here in San Diego, great city with a ton of creators, and we're all trying to figure out which cameras to buy, which mixer to get, which lighting system to get, squeezing it into our little place to do the studio, when really what there should be is like a Kinko's for creators around town, where I can drop in there. I pay my $97 a month membership. They've got all the hottest cameras, the hottest microphones. They've got all that stuff already set up. They've got a podcasting room, everything. And I just hop online, make my reservation, drop in there, create my content. They spit it out in a file to me and say, here you go. And if you want to, Mike, for an extra X dollars, we'll actually do the editing for you. We got an editing team. They'll cut it up for you and all that stuff. And we'll have it to you in 72 hours. Like I would do that all day long. I'm joining 2 co-working spaces this month here in San Diego. Neither of them have a podcast studio built into it. I'm like, how do you not have a podcast studio in these things anymore? It's like, you got to build that stuff into this. So that's the model I would go with. And I think
what's the offer for $97, for example, for a membership? Because I don't want to give away the farm or be tied into, I could obviously, I've got three Rode mixers, so they can record themselves, right? They can just use the studio, and I've got enough space where I can put them in a different room. That's not a problem. In fact, I've got room for 700 people here, so I can live stream and do a hybrid, live stream in person. Yeah. That's the whole reason for me coming into this building. But what's a good $97 product, if you can just list some ideas off the top of your head?
Oh, I would base it on like $97 to me would get you like access to even come use the facilities, period. So it's $97 a month. You have to be a member, and then it's $100 an hour to come and use the stuff or whatever. So like literally it's just, you have to be a member like that. That's it. So that would just be a membership fee, period. Then you could do like a $297, and let's say the hourly rate to use your stuff is $125. You could do a $297, and that includes 4 hours of time. So if you knew you were going to spend 4 hours of time anyway, and now you're looking at $500 plus the $97 membership fee, that would be $597 for $297, you're getting that's a nice discount that you're getting for committing to the $297 every month. So I would keep it as simple as that. There could be some other services that you find that over time you're going to layer on top of that, or maybe certain memberships get priority to like a reservation system to be able to come in and use the equipment as stuff starts getting more popular. Like, hey, we have these time slots that are only for our tier 1 members. So that way, they can always expect to be able to get, booking, versus if you're a tier 3 member, it's whatever is left on the calendar you can grab, like that type of thing. I could see you, baking that type of stuff in as you get busier. I wouldn't worry about it too much from the get-go, though. I would not overthink it.
Which of the courses in your programs would you look towards in terms of filling in the gaps?
Services that scale is I would go through services that scale and just go through the productizing your services, and just I would start at the beginning. I would start with the Blue Ocean, and do the whole strategy framework, and just like really think like, where am I fitting into the marketplace with this, like compared to a co-working facility, compared to a whatever. And then I would do the jobs to be done framework. I think that's really, really valuable for this. Like the jobs to be done, it could be, I don't have to buy any of this equipment anymore. And that's a huge value proposition right there. But it could also be, I don't have to also do any of the editing because they've got an editing service for me. I don't have to do file uploads or whatever. I don't have to buy, I don't know, whatever, like some big external drive because they give me cloud access to all my files in an organized way. Like there's just a number of different things that you could look at that whole jobs to be done framework and decide exactly which of those you want to bite off or not, which ones you want to start with, and then maybe you add later, that type of thing. So I would go through that, and then packaging and pricing, and get something up there, and, take a crack at it and adjust.
Awesome. I don't want to hog your call. This was very valuable to me. Thank you so much,
Cool.
Mike.
Awesome. I
was in San Diego over at Ed Rush's mastermind, so I wish I could have had coffee with you.
But, oh man, you gotta let me know.
All right. Peace.
Awesome. Take care. Let's see here. No, I do not offer any types of crypto services. I wouldn't even. Small businesses to me are way too. They're not there yet. Sean says, I have some great domain names for high-level SaaS. What's the best way to offer them for sale without looking like a, you can just post them in the high-level community and just say, hey, these domains are for sale if anybody wants them. I don't think you'd be a jerk for doing that. Otherwise, I'd put them up on a domain broker and, see what kind of attention they get. Do you rebrand the site or leave it just the way it is? You're talking about for the lead gen? For the website rental sites? Yeah, no, we would just put their name and logo on there and stuff like that. And that way, it felt like their site. Some of them, though, had a, already had like a decent main site up already. And so they didn't want to have two sites that were both their name and their logo on there because they thought that might be confusing. And so in that case, we would just leave it branded as New York IT support. And that was it. Michael says, I've been breaking into the home improvement market. Many of the Facebook leads that I get are from folks that have very limited cash to spend. Let's see here. What advice can you provide to get a better lead quality? Using Go High Level with email nurturing, plus I have a free ebook. Michael, so just so I understand this, maybe you can just type in the notes there, or you're welcome to come on camera, but you're breaking into the home improvement market. Many of the Facebook leads that I get are folks that have very limited cash to spend. So I just want to make sure I understand this. You're not generating leads of like homeowners that are looking to do home improvement. You're saying these leads that you're referring to are people that are like home improvement service providers. So like I do kitchen remodeling and I'm contacting you and I'm telling you I don't have much money to spend. Is that what you're saying? So if I understand, Michael, I'm going to answer it as if these are businesses that do home improvement that are contacting you and telling you that they don't have money to spend. Okay. So first thing, just put your prices very clearly up on the interwebs for people to see. This is one of the primary reasons that I have always listed my prices very publicly, because if you can't afford those prices, I don't need to go through a sales conversation and then have you tell me you can't afford them, right? So I just put them right up there. So I would consider, just if you don't have your prices very visible, just put them up there. Second thing though, Michael, is I would just drive people right to a survey. So they opt in and then you send them right to a survey. And in that survey, you can just ask them for budget, or you can ask them for a range, and always ask for ranges. So ask for budget range. How much money do you have budgeted to spend on marketing? Is it, $500 to $1,000 a month, $1,000 to $2,500 a month, $2,500 to $5,000 a month, $5,000 plus, right? Ask ranges. And then you could also do that for top line revenue though. You could say, hey, what's the size of your business? Are you, 0 to 150,000, 150 to 500,000, 500,000 plus, like that type of thing. Surveys like that are a great way to qualify. So between those two things, you're doing about what you can do. The other thing that you can just add on top of that, it's really no different than what I just said, but it's a different delivery, is that first position relationship builder video that I have. And I'm saying that, Michael, as if, honestly, I don't recognize your name. So I don't know if you are in my, like R4 training or agency sales funnel bootcamp training, those types of things. But like in my agency sales funnel bootcamp training, I teach that right after somebody opts in, you want to consider putting what I call a first position relationship builder video. Okay. And so that video would be, you just opted in, Michael, and you land on my landing page and I go, hey, it's Mike Cooch. I'm the founder of Super Duper Home Improvement Marketing Services. Thank you so much for stopping by and getting our free ebook. I know you're going to get a lot of value from it. I just want to talk to you a little bit about, oh, cool. Awesome, Michael. Thank you. I just want to talk to you a little bit about what it is that we do, how we got started, and see if we might be a good fit to help you. I started such and such company back in the day because I had my own home improvement services business, and we did a terrible job with our marketing until one day I discovered this breakthrough, and then our business grew like crazy. And I realized, wow, that would be a really valuable thing to share with my peers in the industry. So I created this company. Here we are offering now marketing services to companies like yours. And here's our proprietary approach to how we do that. It's called the R4 methodology. Let me just walk you through that real quick. And our services start at $500 a month. And depending on the scope of services, go up to $2,500 a month. If this seems like something that would be a good fit for your business, we would love to hear from you. You're going to get some follow-up messaging from us to see if you want to connect, or right below this video, you're going to see my calendar pop up right now, and you can book a time to go ahead and talk with us if you think this is a good fit. So in that video, I'm making a little bit of my pitch, right? And then I'm telling price range again right there. So it's just a little bit different delivery. It gives you the opportunity to, get on camera, present yourself, present your value proposition a little bit more like a sales pitch, and incorporate your pricing communication in there, rather than just like, kind of whacking them over the head with a survey and saying, hey, do you have money to spend? That type of thing. So a little bit different presentation of it. But between those things, you're pretty much doing what you can. Always expect that prospects are going to lie to you too. Prospects lie. One of the first rules of Sandler selling is prospects lie. And it's mostly salespeople's fault that prospects lie, because salespeople have been trained to manipulate and make them feel uncomfortable. And so prospects have learned over time, hey, salespeople are trying to manipulate you. You can just lie to them so that, you can not get manipulated and protect yourself. It's just what people have learned to do. Just expect that they're going to lie to you about money. and do everything you can to just be very upfront. So Michael, I will tell you my sales script, and you'll learn this in the R4. But if I get to a point where I'm actually getting on the phone with you, okay, so after that video, you book a call with me, all that type of stuff. And then we hop on the call. Hey, Michael, it's great. Thank you so much. I saw the information that you submitted when you filled out the survey. Thank you for doing that. Really appreciate it. Looks like you got a good business. And I checked out your website and stuff like that. I think that we can probably help you. The point of this call is just to find out if we really can help you, one, and two, if you think that we're a good fit to help you as well. So no pressure at all. This is not a sales pitch. Just want to see if it's a good fit to potentially work together. If it is, then we could talk about, our specific service arrangement after that. Does that sound fair? You say yes. I say, great. Well, look, before we get started, I don't want to waste your time at all. So I like to just be very upfront and let you know that our services range from $500 a month to $2,500 a month, depending on the scope of services that you determine are the right fit for you. Is that a budget that you're comfortable with? I put that out there immediately, so that I give them the opportunity right up front to go, no, shoot, yeah, sorry, that's a little bit expensive for our taste. Great, totally understand. If anything changes, we'd love to hear from you. Okay, don't waste your time at all. Now, if he says yes, and then later on in the sales conversation, he's trying to haggle with you on prices. Hey, Michael, I don't understand. The very first thing we talked about in that first conversation, I told you that our prices range from $500 to $2,500 a month. And you said that was a comfortable range for you. Did I misunderstand something? So I'm turning the pressure back on them to say, hey, wait a minute, you knew what the pricing was. Now you're trying to haggle with me and put some sort of pressure on me. That's not the way this is going to work, right? And by the way, guys, if you are in a service business, you can't afford to discount your services unless your services are automated, okay? If your services are automated and you've got like 90% gross margins, then you can discount your services potentially, right? I'm not saying you should, but here's the deal. If you're running a normal service business with 55, 60% gross margins, I mean, you're lucky if you drop 15% to the bottom line. You're lucky, okay? So if your price point is $497 and you get haggled and go, oh yeah, no, yeah, we can discount our services, and you do it at $397. Okay, $397. I'm just whipping out my handy dandy calculator right here. $397 divided by $497 is 21%. You just lost your bottom line. You have no bottom line anymore. So you got to understand that you can't afford to discount your services. Okay, so and this is the line that I've used for eternity, and it works really, really well for two reasons. One, it makes sense. And two, it gets you the right kind of customer. Okay, so I'm talking to you, Michael. You put pressure on towards the end of the thing. You're pushing for a discount. Hey, Michael, look, I understand. Everybody loves to save a buck. I love to save a buck too. But look, I'm a business owner just like you. I know my numbers. This is a service business. As you can imagine, we're lucky if at the end of the year we make 15% of the bottom line. Okay, we're not Google over here, So I really, there's no way that I can afford to discount my services the way that you're asking and still actually be able to afford to deliver the service you're expecting. There's just no way I can do it. I would have to cut corners, and I'm not going to put myself in the position where I'm cutting corners and put my reputation at risk. And I know that that's not the service that you want as a business owner either. So I would personally rather just gracefully bow out of this. If the budget isn't a good fit for you, we can go our separate ways, stay friends. And if that changes, please feel free to contact me again. And when you do that, and I did it a little rushed there because I'm just trying to get through it for this call. You do it, you take down the pace on that a little bit, and you're looking them right in the eye when you say it. And so they know that you're not full of shit. They're going to go, yeah, I get it. Yeah, that makes sense. You understand, right? I got to ask for a deal. And I go, yeah, of course, man. I always ask for a deal too. You got to ask. And then you knuckle bump and he signs the agreement for the full price and you go on your way. Right? Or he goes, no, man, look, if you can't give me a deal, no, I don't want this. You don't want that customer. Great. Sayonara. Right? Like, don't waste your time. So I hope that helps you. Okay. And Michael, thank you for your business. I look forward to working with you. Right. And yes, I would do a video. As long as you're comfortable on camera, getting on camera and doing your thing. Absolutely. Gene says, I recently tried to start a rank and rent site, have an address for the postcard now, but Google wants a video verification. It's 2,500 miles away. Any ideas to get around the video? I don't know. I'd probably I don't even know exactly what a video verification is. Google's so crafty with all this stuff, but maybe you just hire somebody locally there to create a video for you. I don't know. Yeah, Jordan, in some cases, high level may not be the fit for you. Clients have external booking software which can work with high level. The Zap automations weren't accurately sending. Yeah, so in that case, you may just need to stick with WordPress or something. Convertible, 2 questions for me. Explain your videos and level up. Convertible, is that you, Tamar? Is that you that I see in the background there, but I can't see your camera. If you can come on camera and give me a little wave. Until then, oh, hold on. There he is. How you doing, sir?
Pretty
can't hear you.
Pretty good, but that wasn't my question, so I don't know if you
that's okay. Oh, it's Tim Miller. What's up, Tim Miller? Sorry. So Tim, put in the rest of your questions there or come on camera so I can chat with you. So you can fill those in. What's your question, Tamar? How can I help?
Sure. I followed up on what you advised to do to search to R4 and everything. So I had a meeting with a chiropractor last weekend. It got rescheduled to today. So I'm definitely going to do the audit. I guess I was just a little confused over the R4 sales process. I was going to do the audit first, and then I saw the script and the deck. But since I'm going to meet him in person, I was thinking after the audit, would it make sense to do the deck just to go over the R4? And then I was going to come back to him with a proposal. What would you, I guess, recommend?
Yeah, you're just talking about the order of those things?
Correct.
Yeah. It works either way, and I've done it both ways just fine. Okay, so the cool thing about the audit is you can incorporate it into the sales conversation as more of just like a value add, or you can sell it as a product. So I don't know if Clarence is on the call here today. Clarence Fisher is a longtime customer of mine, and I just, he took a little of my language, actually, I think maybe from our call, and repositioned how he is presenting audits. And since then, he's sold like 10 audits now at like $2,500 a piece. So he's killing it. He sent me a message. He's like, thanks, man. He's like, it's like free money now. I'm making money on all these audits. So you can sell the audit as the first step in the service process, right? So, hey, tomorrow, first thing that we do is we do this audit to make sure that we really understand what you have in place and yada, yada. It's, $750. And then if you end up hiring us for services after that, then the $750 gets applied as a credit to your services. So, you get that money back essentially. So you can do it that way. And then if you're just doing the audit as just kind of a value add as part of the sales process and you're not charging for it, I usually do an abbreviated version of the audit. So like if you look at the great big full audit, it's pretty long. And that can slow things down too much in the sales conversation. So what I usually do is I take like the first 4 or 5 questions from each section and do an abbreviated version of the audit because it still gets the point across and gets you some valuable information in the conversation to get going with.
The only audit I saw was like 10 questions. So I guess you have one that's longer than that.
Oh, that's the abbreviated one. Yeah. Hold on. Let me get the, let me real quick pull up.
That was my intent, was to kick off with the it's a very warm lead. He is my chiropractor. Just had a casual conversation. So he definitely wants to do something. We just don't know what. So that's why I was going to lead with the audit and then just transition into letting him know what the R4 framework and go from there.
Yeah,
cool.
I
didn't even know there was a longer audit. I only saw the abbreviated one.
Yeah, let me just go ahead and pull this up here real quick, and I'll give you the link to it, but so that you can see it and other people can see it here real quick. It's this is a full this is the full deal, and this is the original one. There's the Surge to SaaS one as well, so slightly modified. This is the original, but you can see here this is a longer.
Wow. Gotcha. Yeah, definitely didn't see that.
Yeah. So let me go ahead and let me put that link in the comments and you can take that one and run with it. So again, that bigger, longer one, I usually only do if it's paid. a paid audit, because they got to have some skin in the game to go through and answer all these questions and stuff, right? Otherwise, just getting somebody to do this is difficult. Or what you do is you do a abbreviated version, or you do this as part of an onboarding. You still may do this full thing, but do it as part of an onboarding. So they've already paid for your services, and then you send them this audit and say, hey, the first thing that we want to do is make sure we have a really good understanding of everything that's in place. So please complete this audit as part of your onboarding process. So you could do it that way as well.
Sure.
That makes sense?
No, it makes perfect sense. Perfect sense. Other than that, the only other thing I was going to ask is another warm prospect that I have. She also wants to do work with me, and I didn't know what to do prior to R4, which makes perfect sense. So with her, she's a mobile notary, and she has multiple Google My Business listings set up. She thinks that she's going to get in trouble for that. I don't know why, so I'm not clear on what she did. But she works from home, so she doesn't have her address shown. So I'm thinking that maybe she just registered, multiple locations. But either way, what would you recommend? Because I know Google My Business is one thing, but for someone like her who's a mobile notary, and I guess she wants to rank in multiple places, what direction should I lead in as far as like a service or offer to basically pitch her?
It's a good question. So I am actually, there's somebody in my community. You should post that question in the community and get feedback in the community, because there are a lot of people in the community who are Google My Business experts.
Okay.
Like we have a handful of people in there that are like some of the serious experts on Google My Business. So I would ask in there, because I am not an expert on that. Okay. But I would say from a service perspective, though, I think figuring that out for her and optimizing that for her is a great service. I also think that making sure that there is a properly built and structured website that has structure and content for each of the locations, so that Google can see on her website these various locations represented. So just like if you go to a major service brand website and they have, locations all around the country, they typically have like a page for each location or something like that, so they can have a map on there, address on there, make sure that that's all done properly in terms of heading tags and, all that good stuff at an SEO level. Like, I think that would be a great service for her as well.
Okay. All right, perfect. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Good to see you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
All right, Kyle, my man, how are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Looking good. How can I help?
All right. Well, thank you. You're looking good too. So I would like to ask a 3-part quickie. They always come in threes. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Okay. So first is I have come up with I'm creating an ebook, and I'd love your knee-jerk reaction to its cover and the concept. Would that be okay?
Yeah.
Okay. I will share my little screen here. All right. Okay. Can you see?
No, I'm still seeing mine.
Broken? Oh, wait. Oh, no, the browser can't access your screen. Try capturing a different screen. Let me see. Wow. I'll do this. I know what to do. I got it. Okay.
And I'm going to give everybody a warning here real quick. At noon, I have another call, so I will drop off. It will be a hard drop. I'll be, hey guys, see ya. So just FYI. Okay, go for it.
Can you see?
I can. I like it already.
Okay. So yeah, you think that's a good approach?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I dig it.
Okay, sweet. I will hide this now.
Okay.
Or, oh no, I'm still sharing. Oh no. Oh God. Stop screen. There we go. The other thing I wanted, we've chatted a little bit about the networking events.
Yeah.
And you said you're working on something actively, and I'd love to hear a bit more about that. Because yeah, I got something in the works as well. So yeah, what's up your sleeve there?
I'm not going to share that right now, right here. Next question.
No? Damn it. Okay.
You'll know soon enough, but I will announce it when I announce it.
Okay. My last question is, let me just so I can get something actionable for, so can I just go over what my plan is for the networking stuff?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do like probably a bi-weekly thing. Like 1 week it'll be like maybe a super early morning coffee, like caffeinated something. The other
Yep.
time it's gonna be like a happy hour thing, and I'm just gonna go around to to bars and restaurants, and like usually there's space. I find that their space is okay around 4 to 5, and
Mhm.
I'm just gonna make like an Eventbrite. Maybe I'll drive some light ad traffic to it, and just I'm I'm gonna like I won't run it through the Bastion. I don't think I'll just like maybe make a random page called Not Boring Networking or something like that, and then that's it. Really, just make it kind of ticketed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
I'm just gonna do it. And then
Yeah.
my last this question's it's kind of random for me, and that is I so just a little bit of context. I like my most successful prospecting strategy has actually been offering photography for free. It's just generally like an easy sell, and I find that
Yeah.
people are like they're hungry for it, and then people just end up being like, "Hey, like just how much is it?" And then they end up just paying, even though I offered to give it for free. And so like it just why I like it is like a lot like marketing services um, can be like a tough sell, right? Like especially in my niche, which is restaurants, whereas photography just feels like there's this inherent demand, and
Mhm.
that's kind of just like as it's just like very energizing to like just put something out there and have people respond to it, as opposed to like and I imagine a lot of people in this room like prospecting is fucking tiring, and
Yeah.
especially when people are like, like you get a lot of resistance and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
um, I actually like I kind of wondered if you had any opinions on like because I have half a mind to just like create a little photography business, like you know, um, and so I was wondering if you had any ideas in terms of like models or if you've seen like photography business models that make good sense or anything like that. If you have any knee jerk
No,
ideas.
I think it's a great I think it's a great offer. It's a great thing for anybody that's doing anything related to media, social media, marketing services for small businesses, anything like that. I think it's just a great marketing pitch to offer that. And so what I would do is I would incorporate something like that into your networking event type of thing. So I
Mhm.
would have a specific location that's all set up for taking the pictures,
Mhm.
and I would make that a benefit of people coming. Hey, you're going to get professional photography while you're there. So you're going to leave with a really nice, couple of shots that you can use on your social media,
Oh,
and
that's
then
good.
upsell them into a more professional package from there as well. So it's just like the Disney thing, right? You go to Disney, and while you're walking around there, Disney is taking pictures of you, and they say, hey, here's your number, and come and come and see if you want to buy the whole thing of them when you're done. I would do that exact same thing. So I would have some awesome just free value add. We got a professional photographer here getting good pictures, all that type of stuff. We're going to send them out to you, but
Mhm.
also there's an upsell offer. And since you came to our event, you get X% off, and you get these bonuses and all that type of stuff. Do a follow up with it.
Nice. Okay, that's great. Um, all right, Mike. Well, thank you very much. That's it for
Yeah,
me today.
that's
Really
awesome, man.
appreciate
You bet. I can't wait to see what you come up with, and we'll put our heads together off of these calls.
it. Okay. Okay. Sounds good. All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, man. Good to see you.
You too.
Tim, I put in the link. There's a StreamYard link I put into the comments. That's how you get on camera. Okay. Joe, I'm going to bring you on here real quick. Jordan says, another question for you. How do I get started creating a local media asset so I can sell advertising to my customers? Jordan, I would start with one of two things, or both of you can do it, an Instagram account and a newsletter. And the reason why is because both of those are free to create, pretty damn easy to create, particularly the newsletter. I actually just got done with a promotion, or not just got done with it. I'm in the middle of a promotion with my friends, Nick and Tom over at the Sharks, where they're promoting my local newsletter course. And it's a great model. I think everybody in the local marketing world should have a newsletter following the strategy that I have, like with their San Diego. It's just such an awesome asset. And the great thing about the newsletter, like to do well on Instagram, you kind of got to know a little bit of what you're doing with social media and stuff these days, right? Because, you know, it's so popular and so crowded that you can't just get on there and put bad content up and expect to do well. A newsletter, honestly, anybody can publish a newsletter. It's just not hard at all. All you got to do is curate other people's content. Like it's easy. So that would be my recommendation. Joe, how can I help you, sir?
Hey, I am brand new to Go High Level with your affiliate link. So thank you for all your courses and stuff like that. It's really helping. Mine is probably going to be quite a quick question for you, hopefully. But so when you're going through people like yours content and other people's content on YouTube, they're talking about the cost per text being really low. And then I did the maths, and so I'm from the UK, if you can't tell from the accent.
Yeah.
And over here, it's actually 4p per text, which is around about 6 cents per text.
Yeah.
So significantly more expensive than for you guys. So when you're talking about like your $97 package, that would actually, to give 500 credits, that would actually cost more than $97.
Yeah.
So how would you suggest going about that? Just doing the flat fee and then putting text on top of it for the client instead, and not including the free credits, or
you just lower the number of free credits. So the nice thing about offering some free credits, even if you are going to lose some money on that entry level package. So one, you're going to lose money if every single company actually uses all those credits. Yeah. Right. Whereas what I've always found is that's not the case. So you'll have a bunch of customers that will just not actually use them. Okay. So you're gonna end up with this big pool that only 20% of it actually gets used, and so your financials end up working out. You're gonna have some customers that go way over that, but the thing is, when they go over that, they're getting charged more. Yeah. So I mean, you want activation, you want usage. That's the best thing in the world. And so to me personally, I would still always include some SMS and just, you can lower the package if you want to, lower that what's included. But that way you're ideally getting them using it, getting them activated and spending more with you because they see the advantages of using SMS. The reality is the cost of SMS in the UK is the cost of SMS in the UK. So it's not like it's your fault that it costs that much. It's just, it's a cost of doing business there. Right. So.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Yeah. I'll just lower it a bit and still offer free, I think. Cool.
Yeah. Awesome.
Cheers for your help.
Yeah. Thanks, Joe. Thanks for being a part of the community.
That's all right. See you later.
Okay. Bye. Take care. Let's see here. Tim, still hoping you're my last one, Tim. I'm trying to get you on here to answer your question. I put the link inside of the comments there. It looks like this, right? Get that link and join us, Tim, so I can answer your question, or just type in your question. Jordan says, should the news only be focused on a particular niche, or should it be for all? I feel like if I create a newsletter only on chiropractors, if I have a narrow target audience. Yeah. No, Jordan, absolutely not. You should go through my training. If you have the opportunity, if you have the budget, go through my newsletter course. But the short answer to your question is no. You are, you could do a health and fitness newsletter, right? So particularly if you lived in a big market, right? You could do healthy living in San Diego, right? And it's all about, it's about recipes, it's about exercise, it's about the best hikes, getting out in the ocean, getting some sun, all that type of stuff, right? So you could do that, and that way you can have a big, broad audience of people who are generally interested in health. And then your chiropractors can advertise through there, your dentist could, your nutritionist could, but honestly, anybody could, because if you have a big market of people who are interested in health, well, guess what? As a real estate agent, I would love to market to those people too, right? So that's the beauty of that newsletter asset is it opens you up to all kinds of potential revenue opportunities. But no, you want your content to be broad enough to build a big audience, right? The value of any media property, whether it's a newsletter, Instagram, anything, goes up exponentially based on the size of the audience, right? So you want as big of an audience as you can. The content needs to have some sort of theme to it in order to grow that audience and for that audience to know why they should even be paying attention to you, right? So it can't just be, you know, Jordan's newsletter. You know, it's got to be something, right? So with their San Diego, it's the best of, you know, San Diego's things to eat, drink, see, and do, right? So, you know, that's our theme. But we could do one on real estate in San Diego. We could do one on healthy living in San Diego. We could do, you know, all kinds of things. My man, take care, Ryan. Have a great weekend. So I hope that helps you. All right, awesome, everybody. It looks like, unfortunately, Tim Miller, I don't know that we're going to be able to get you on here because I'm running short on time. So you know how to reach me, though, Tim. Post a comment inside a circle or Facebook group or whatever, and I will get back to you. I've got to jump on this next call. Awesome, Jordan. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being here, man. I'm glad it helped, and just keep me posted, okay? Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate your business. Appreciate you being a part of my community, and spend a little bit of your Friday with me. I hope this gets you off to a good weekend. Make it productive, make it fun, have a good time, and we will see you on our next call and in the community in between now and then, okay? If you have any questions in between now and then, post them in Circle or post them in my Facebook group, and either I'll get back to you or another member of the community will get back to you since we have so many good helping hands out there, okay? Awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate it. Welcome to the community. Charles and Linda, good to see you. Thank you. Thank you, Brad. Thank you, Kyle. Thank you, Mike. Awesome. Good to see all of you. Have a great weekend, all right? We'll talk to you real soon. Bye-bye.